Greetings YouTube. This is my number 2 Warhammer vid this year. So I'm making a record. But today I'm going to talk to you about the Necrons. There is another YouTube guy, SimonfynskeMC, and he's quite the fan of the Necron race. So I'll just walk you through what I have of the Necron. So actually, Simon, this is a little film dedicated to you. Well, here you are. These are my Necron warriors. They are the Necron warriors. I can't focus still. Let's see if I can. Well, you can see it, possibly. The paint job on them are quite simple, just metal and a bit of rust. Chestnut wash is the perfect thing for a wash. And I don't know if you can see it, I can't zoom in, but I haven't done anything to the base of it. The only thing I've done is to give it a green highlight on the edge. These are the warriors, and these two are my flayed ones. They are quite menacing. Surgically sharp tools situated on their hands, so they actually flay the skin of their victims and use it as a coat. A real Hannibal Lecter type. And back here the tomb scarabs, the scarab swarm, and this one is one of the oldest Necron lords. As you can see, there aren't any neon glow stick in him. He's very, very old actually. And the Necron Wraith, a serpent-like being. And the Nightbringer. Originally, in the language of the Necron tier, his name is Satan or Catan. There's quite the debate on how it's pronounced. Actually, in their tongue it means something like Starguards or something like that. But basically, the Necron warriors, first, they were a very, very ancient life form called the Necron tier. They didn't live that long, so they built great monuments for the dead instead of the living. It's the equivalent of the Warhammer Fantasy Tomb Kings. I got one in here. He just lost his arms. Well, it's not this one. But the Necron tier, they had a short life. And in their short life, well, they lived near a burning sun, which caused cancer and all kind of illness. So their bodies were, well, they were not so nice to look upon. But they weren't the first race in the Warhammer world. The first one were the Starguards. They were formed of when the stars first were created. Then the raw energy made the Catan or Satan. I'll just call it the Nightbringer, it's easier to pronounce. The Starguards was, as I said before, born of the stars, but the planets as well. When the stars were made, then the planets were made, and the planet started to make its own children. And there we have the Old Ones. Every Warhammer player have heard about the Old Ones. The Old Ones were based on a reptilian race, and they were the first to have the technology to travel through the stars. And of course, once they traveled through the stars, the old ones made life. They created life. And it's said that the Slan was the bioengineer who made life possible. But let's get back to the Necrontyrs. Imagine they are still these humanoid races who have a short-lived lifespan. They made their own technology as well, but their star travel were slow moving. And they came across the old ones. Now the old ones had almost immortal-like life. They didn't just fall over and die. And of course the Necrontyr were a bit jealous about it. First on, they were surprised to see that there was another race of awareness like themselves. But then it turned into jealousy, because the old ones lived a very long time, contradict to the Necrontyr who didn't live as long. I can't remember the numbers, but I think it was about 20 or 25 years were the expected lifespan for a Necrontyr. But of course they were jealous of the old ones, and that jealousy turned into hatred. So they made it their mission to destroy everything the old ones made. They came across the Star God, the Satan. First off, the Star God was just a raw energy who sucked on solar energy and magnetic energy of planets, like a star vampire. The Necrontyr saw this energy and found they had a weapon to destroy the old ones. So they made a living metal encasement, a box for the Satan to live in. They made it of a living metal called necrodermis or something like that. Well, it's a living metal. But the Star Gods, when they first came into this vessel the Necrontyr made, they became aware of themselves, and they were solar energy vampires, sucking on energy and the lifespan or energy of stars. But now the Satan had a body, embodiment or something, what's it called? Well, never mind. They had a body, and it felt something. It could use this body for its own benefits. And then the destined day came. The Satan gave a gift for the Necrontyr, giving them a living metal encasement, as the Satan was Catan was enveloped in. Of course, the Necrontyr were joyous. They needed this encasement to get immortal life. What they didn't know is the entire race of the Necrontyr, I mean it spanned over 2 or 3 planets full of life, of the Necrontyr life. But once their body was enveloped in the exoskeleton body, the Catan sucked all the life energy out. So there were nothing left but empty husks of, well, destruction. As I said, the Satan ate their souls, or their energy, raw energy, turning him into nothing, robots. The only thing the Necrontyr and the Necrontyr have in common are the hatred of all living things. Well, I guess that was it for today. And Simon, I hope you enjoyed this little introduction to Necron history. Take care until next time.